All right, today we're making everybody's favorite carbonara, except we're making it with bacon, opposed to what it's commonly made with today in Italy, which would be guanciale, which is cured pork cheek. However, the story does go that it got started with bacon because the Americans in World War II in Rome would bring their rations of bacon and eggs to like the Italian restaurants during the day. And then this is what the chefs came up with. So that's one theory of how it got started. The origin story of carbonara is kind of argued about, but it doesn't really matter because it tastes good and you can make it with bacon or guanciale. We're gonna make it today, start to finish. While the bacon cooks, I have the water boiling, and now I'm gonna start cracking the eggs and grating the cheese. I like to do at least one whole egg and then a few egg yolks, but the general rule is one whole egg and one yolk for every person that you're serving it for. Yeah, so just gonna do one whole egg first, and we can do the yolks. And then of course save the egg whites to make something else, probably some sort of omelet. Low and slow on the bacon. Okay, now I'm gonna grate the cheese. So another thing with carbonara today is that it's typically made with pecorino, although a lot of the times it'll be half pecorino, half Parmesan. Today I just have Parmesan, so I'm just gonna do all Parmesan, but that's fine by me, and is obviously probably preferred by a lot of people because it's not as strong or pungent as pecorino. So I'm just gonna grate it into this handy little grater. All right, it looks good. Okay, now just gonna give the eggs a quick whisk. Now the cheese. Not gonna add all of it, but that looks good to start. And then I'm gonna save some for the end for topping the pasta. Okay, and then the last part of this is gonna be big pinch of black pepper. Carbonara comes from the word carbonaro, which means coal miner. And another theory of sort of how it got its name is because like the black pepper resembles like the soot or the dirt that the coal miners would be covered in after work. So that also kind of sounds pretty legit. Okay, so now I'm gonna finish cooking the bacon. As you can see, the bacon is looking pretty good. This is thick cut bacon, which I guess would be ideal for carbonara since, you know, it's made with typically pancetta or guanciale, which is thick cut. And now I'm just gonna turn the heat up to high on the water and get that boiling. Okay, water's boiling. So now, obviously salt it heavily, like that. And now have a half box of spaghetti. So hopefully I timed this right and the bacon is about to be done. And then, yeah, after the pasta's cooked, you add it to the bacon fat, add the egg and cheese, mix it together with some pasta water, and we'll be good to go. All right, now the bacon looks good to go. So just gonna drain that on some paper towel. Then as it dries, we'll get a little bit more crispy. Now I'm turning the heat off of the pan. And yeah, I'm not gonna turn it back on. The pasta's gonna go directly in the bacon fat. That's gonna be the start of the sauce. And we don't want it to be too hot because then it will turn the eggs into scrambled eggs, which is exactly what you want to avoid. So we want it to be just sort of warm. And in the meantime, I am gonna sort of temper the eggs, if you will. So using the heat of the pasta water, just sort of warm up the eggs. And this will also help start the melting of the cheese and just make it less likely that it will turn into scrambled eggs when you're mixing it with the pasta. It's hot though. Yeah, and if you do this, just make sure you stir it while you do it. It is really hot. Okay, one more before I burn off my hands. Okay, the pasta, sir. So it looks like we got pretty much everything ready. We're just gonna need to cut up the bacon and make sure we don't overcook the pasta. Okay, so while the pasta finishes up cooking, just gonna chop the bacon. So you don't want it to be sort of nice chunks. Okay, pasta should be pretty close. Okay, it's almost al dente, but it's gonna spend another couple minutes in this pan, so I'm probably gonna give it one more minute in the water, because you really don't want it to be overcooked. And to be honest, I never really set a timer for pasta, because it really depends on how much water is in your pot, if it's at a boil the whole time, the brand of pasta, so you just really want to go by taste every time. But of course, keep an eye on it. Okay, one more optional step that I'm gonna do, just so I have some time, is adding a tablespoon of the bacon fat directly to the eggs, which will also help it cook, but just increase the flavor really. And if there's too much bacon fat, of course you can take some out. Just use as much as you want, but you need at least a couple tablespoons to coat the pasta when you add it to the pan. All right, we're ready to go here. I did take a couple tablespoons of the bacon fat out, but now I'm just gonna add the pasta right from the pot to the bacon fat. Okay, now give that a good mix. Get every pasta strand coated with the bacon fat. And that will start the sauce. Already smells good. Okay, now grab a ladle and take a touch of the pasta water right in. Remember, the heat is off. So this is just the heat of the pasta, the residual heat of the pan, and the heat of the pasta water. So give that a couple more tosses. Now for the important part, pour in the egg, and you're gonna wanna mix it right away. Okay, as you can see, it's already coming together pretty nicely. It's gonna continue to thicken up as the pasta absorbs the sauce and warms it up. And then another little trick you can do is there's probably gonna be a little bit of egg left over in the bowl. So just add a little bit more pasta water directly into there, because you're gonna add more pasta water anyways. So just make sure you get all the egg out, and that should be enough liquid. So continue to stir probably one more minute. Okay, looking good. And then of course, silly me, forgot to add some of the bacon. I'm not gonna add all of it, but you do wanna add at least half. And that will also help absorb the sauce. All right, now I'm gonna get a dish and we're gonna plate it up. Okay, take your ladle, a little portion of the pasta, spin it around. All right, little black pepper and cheese to finish it off. Hopefully give you guys a better look. Carbonara made with bacon. Hope you learned something new. Thanks for watching.